Hi, I'm Joel Bogenreef. I've been with Schuster 7 years, and we're going to attack some of the issues that we had last year with slip and falls with winter coming up and people getting hurt with Dolly in the trailers. A lot of times it's either they're too high, too low, and of course in the winter, every driver knows that these are a lot harder to crank. The grease is stiffer, and we're trying to avoid anybody getting hurt this year. So if you'll pay attention to a couple tricks if you didn't know them, and we'll try to save everybody a little pain and agony. So Schuster handed out this year a couple sets of ice cleats, so make sure you got those on if it's slick around, and just avoid falling. Make sure you got good footing. Make sure when you're climbing up on the truck you don't have ice all over the stairs. And also, if you look at this situation here, we set up this trailer so it's a little low. So if it's loaded, it's heavy, that's a lot more work on the low side. So what we're going to try to do is make sure you guys know some of the, I call them cheats, so that we can get it up in the air without it taking out your back or your shoulders, and the proper way to stand next to this crank and get it up and down without throwing out your shoulder, your hip, your knee, whatever it may be. So if you look at this situation, we'll start with this first. So of course your tractor's higher. You guys probably all know how to dip and dump the air. But also if you carry 1x2s or 2x4s, there's a bunch of ways to cheat that. So especially if your trailer's even too high, you can set them under the back tires. And I know when it's icy and there's snow out there, that's a little more tricky and you get it built up on the frame. But even if you have a rubber mallet and you knock it away on the frame, you can walk up to your frame here. You can either stack it up here if it's too high, or if you're trying to get more height out of it, we're going to dump the air. We're going to get under. We're not going to move the frame when we get underneath of it. We just want to lift it up without damaging the frame, your tail lights, your airflow. And what we'll do is we'll get it up in the air. We'll crank a little bit, and then we'll dump the air again. We'll pull forward and cause no damage and save you a whole lot of work. So let's give it a shot. So what we're going to do too is, they asked everybody to pay attention. Of course, you've got your bar here, and they're a little different on the Internationals and the Kenworths and stuff. 2 good hands, because we all know this packs with ice. Chip your ice off. Take 2 good firm steps in the steering wheel, and you're in without a problem. So we're going to show you the scenario right now of the frame right now, if you'll look, is aired up. And what we're going to do is dump the air, get the fifth wheel to just kiss it. Then we're going to inflate the air and we're going to crank it up. So here we go. So as you notice, I got back out. I want to pay attention. So we're hitting tires. So we're going to deflate the air. We didn't want to bend up any of this stuff. And everybody gets in a hurry and ram jam, especially when it's cold outside. So that's why it doesn't hurt to come back and double check where you're at. Different models, different heights of the snow and the pavement. So what we're going to do is, now we're deflated, we're going to go back under a little bit further and make sure we're catching just the end of the fifth wheel here. Watch as it pulls there, and we're starting to create a gap off your legs. See how easy that turned? A lot of shoulder injuries have happened. This is not usually when there's no pressure on it, because we can all go like this and stay out of the way. But if it's heavy to crank, they tell you never to go like this because you're going to throw out your shoulder. Get behind it and use both arms and crank it like that in that scenario. So we're going to go like this means it's easy. Go until it touches like that. We'll go back in, we'll deflate, and we'll back under it. Nothing needs to be ram jammed. None of this gets damaged that way. Just take your time, get in and out a couple times. We don't want anything jammed in onto that. We don't want to back into the trailer hard and hammer them. Fifth wheel's jaws are going to start getting loose, and you're causing damage to the shank on the front. So take it easy. You see everything's looking good right here. Now you've got a gap. We're on easy street. We're just going to go like that. Means it's nice and easy. This shouldn't pull anything out. Like I said again, we'll go like this if it's stiff, right? You see the corners bent. Some of the drivers aren't getting it up all the way. Spend the time to take it all the way up. You never know when you need that clearance. We hooked up and we're done.